Hey guys, this is just a disclaimer before the video starts. These are just my own personal experiences with dark energies. I have encountered two recently, and I'm in a higher vibration, so I will not let them pass go or collect 200. But in the past, I was in a lower vibration, so I was part of the issue. So this is just to say these energies are lurking around and be aware, don't be afraid, just protect your energy and pray and meditate and stay grounded at this time. And if you pick up on anything funny, it is for a reason. Listen to your intuition. And if you don't want to hear about my dark experiences, then this video is not for you. Okay. Bye guys. Take care. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Inner Revolution. I don't have my little pen. I don't know where it went. Someone either used it and took it, or it fucking grew legs and walked the fuck out of here. But anyways, I am here to... Yesterday, I was sitting in my son's room, right? He moved out and stuff. And I was like, thinking about like all these things that like life can bring upon. And I had an encounter with two separate people with the same energy within the span of like 2 weeks. Oh my god, my hair is driving me insane. And if it's presenting itself in my life, and I'm pretty sure that it's because this energy is going to, I don't know, be presenting itself in maybe others' lives. So I'm here to let you know that the light and dark spiritual behind the scenes battle, war, whatever it is, you know, it's real. And I am here to let you know that, not to scare you or anything like that, but it's just to protect your energy and, you know, protect your energy, cleanse your aura, like, just be, you know, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. I'm really nervous about speaking on this because these are things I want to share, the experiences that I've had with dark energies, entities, because I have. You can't be of the light and not have the dark in your life, or try to come in your life, you know. The last experience I had with a dark entity was 2020. And that dark energy is... Okay, so let me just start from the beginning. So when I was younger, I had this like angelic experience with my grandfather and an angel. And after that, I think it was like a month or so, that I had never experienced dark energies before that. But after, it was like a month. And I was in, okay, so our house, I have to give you this back. I can't make a long story short, okay? I can't. But, so I won't, because every detail that I'm letting you know, it comes full circle. So this energies are thick, dark, dense, and they will try to, you know, present themselves in your lives at any moment that you are feeling some type of way, depending on what it is for you. And I'm only here to tell you, I'm saying all this to say that bottom line is keep your vibrations high, cleanse your energy, you know, if you are feeling, you know, not yourself, right? Because, okay, so when I was at all that, right, I was that, oh, it's our house, let me focus. So our house, when you walk in, when I was younger, it was there was a living room right here, like a sitting area with the fireplace, and to the left of that was the living room. And if you walked further, it was the dining area, and then like a sunroom, and then the kitchen, and then down the hall was like our rooms and the bathrooms and stuff, right? So it was a Sunday, and it was getting dark, and I was vacuuming, and the door was wide open, and it was just me and my mom. And our neighbors across the street, they had went camping, and my mom was their youngest son's godmother. And when they came home, she was like, "Oh, they're back!" And she was like, she called his name and was like, "I'm gonna go see him." And at that moment, I was vacuuming and I heard her, and I was just like, I had like this realization, like, dang, like she doesn't even get excited over me and my brother like that. Like, at that moment, I had realized that like my mom had done, treated others different, I'm gonna say better at times than she treated my brother and I. And at that moment, when I realized that, I felt very unloved and just like vulnerable and sad. And then I heard my name being called, and it was loud enough to get my attention and turn my head towards the hallway. And I turned off the vacuum, and I was like, no, I'm tripping. At this time, I'm 9, either 9 or 10. And I kind of like brushed it off. I was like, I'm tripping, so I kept on vacuuming. Not even 5 seconds later, again, my name, louder, same tone, same everything. And it catches my attention. I turn and it was coming from the same area. So I fucking turned off the vacuum and I fucking bolted outside. And that was around the time where I kind of shut down spiritual, like not spiritual, but like the gifts that I had, that freaked me out. So I just kind of didn't engage in it, because when I was 4 and, I was already talking to my grandfather telepathically when I was 8 or 9, when he was in the hospital. So that was my first experience with that. And then when I got a little bit older, I was, we had lived in this townhouse, and we had just moved in, and I had like a 3-month-old baby, and I just ruptured my ACL. I tore my ACL, and I had surgery, and it was just a lot at the time. But we were living there for like a good while. Weird things were happening there, and it didn't start right away. It was just gradual, and it started off with my son. He would just sit there and he would just throw his head back, and I was like, fuck, I know it hurts because the carpet that was there was very thin, and underneath it was like cement. It felt like, because it was hard. So that happened for a week or so, and I was just I took him to the doctor, and I was like, hey, you know what, my son's doing this, and I don't know, he's never done this before, but I don't know if he's having a tantrum but it's just randomly when he's just sitting there, and he's the doctor had said well, if he's not injured or he doesn't show any signs of anything, and he's still acting normal, it's not a big deal. So I was just okay, whatever, and we left. And then it would still happen, And then there was this one time when their father and I were kind of arguing, but he kind of threw my purse, and it was so random. It was just a weird kind of experience. He threw my purse, and then I got scared, and I was like this, and I was looking at him, and the look that he had on his face, his demeanor, everything about the way, everything about him at that moment was not him. It was his shell, but it wasn't him. You could tell his eyes, everything, the tone of his voice, the way he Like his demeanor, the way he was talking was just like not him. And when I was like that, he had said, "Yeah, that's right. Get down, bitch." And that was not something that he would say. And so I when I was looking at him, like that's when I had realized, like, this is like, no. So I got up and I said, "Pick up my stuff right now." And he was like, "No." And I said, "Pick up my stuff right now." And all of a sudden, when he touched my bag, his demeanor, like, it was just, he was, that, like, he was him. Like, it was him. And I didn't think anything of it, but it was a mental note in my head, you know? And, this was at the same house. So then after that, we had taken a trip and we left the kids with his mom, and we had came back from our trip. But our trip, we got home like 2:30, so we didn't want to pick them up, so we went straight to the house. And it was like 2:30 in the morning we got in for the flight. And he was laying on the right side of me, and I was watching TV ahead of me, and then next to the TV was like a nightstand with a lamp. And his back was towards me, but I was watching TV, and the lights were off, just the TV was on. And all of a sudden, I'm like watching TV, and the lamp tries to turn on, and it catches my attention. And I'm like hitting him, like, get up, did you see that? And he's like, "See what?" And I'm like, "Whoever did that, do it again." And the fucking light turned on. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, bro, I couldn't believe it myself. It was wow. And so he said, "You want me to turn it off?" I said, "Hell no. Whoever wants us to know that they're here wants us to know that they're here. Just leave it on." That was one incident. Another incident was like, ever since I was younger with the whole hallway thing, I always needed a light to be on when I came home, and if it was dark. Like, I didn't like to come home to a dark house. And he was aware of that. But at this day, we had made plans to, like, he was picking up the boys and he was going to his mom's, and I was picking up my daughter and I was going to go to my cousin's house. So we did all that. And then I ended up pulling up to the house, and I looked, and I knew right away, like, I didn't see any lights on. I was like, fuck, I don't see any lights on here. He didn't leave a light on, you know? So I just got my daughter in the carrier, and I had the diaper bag and my purse. And right when you walked in the townhouse, it was like a wall because there was stairs. But when you came in, it was like the living room and then the dining area, and the dining area had a window. And the neighbors had a bright ass light that would always shine through that window because we didn't have a curtain. When I walked in, it was black right there, like, and I felt fucking scared. I was scared, and I was like nervous. I felt nervous, and I turned my back towards it, and I didn't, you know how the carriers have like the handle that you carry? I didn't even put that down. I just kind of unbuckled her and swooped her out. And I fucking ran up the stairs, and I turned the light on at the top of the stairs, and I fucking put her in the crib. And I was so nervous, and I was freaked out. Like, in my head, I'm like, something's down there. Something has to be down there, or someone, right? I didn't know. A lot of things were like, dark energy was not what I was expecting. I was like, maybe someone's trying to like rob us. I don't know. So I'm laughing now because you just don't expect things to happen until they happen. So anyway, so I opened my door a little bit, and I'm like, hello? Like that, like, is anybody down there? And all of a sudden, the railing to the stairs, they were made out of metal. All of a sudden, it was like a fucking aluminum bat hitting the fucking railing. Boom! And it shook all the way to the wall, and then it shook up. The railings weren't connected to the stairs. It was like a double stair. And the railing to the second up the stairs started shaking too. I closed my door. I fucking pushed the fucking dresser and back of the door, and I got my daughter and I laid down on the bed and I was just praying, 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 and I ended up falling asleep. And in the morning we woke up out she in the same position, and I was like, that was the fucking moment. And then there was this moment. I had got up in the morning, I took all my kids to school, preschool, and then I went to work. I picked them up. I came home. I made dinner. I helped them with their homework. I had one take a shower. The other one was in the bathtub, and my daughter was a baby. And so when I had gotten home, I didn't even take off my shoes. I didn't even give myself a minute. It was just like nonstop, like trying to just take care of stuff, right? And all of a sudden, like, I was like, I need to go upstairs, you know, because I needed a minute. So I take my daughter upstairs, and the other son was in the bathtub, and my other kid was watching TV in the room. And I was just laying down on my bed. I took my shoes off, and I just kind of lay there for like a minute, like, ugh, thank God, you know. I heard the father of my kids come home, and I heard him, and then all of a sudden, like, he goes to the kitchen, and he starts, like, having a fit, like, oh my God, the dishes aren't done. Like, bro, like, what is your problem? He was like, I went downstairs, I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, the dishes aren't done. And all I said, dude, I did this. I went to the kids' school. I named everything that I just said. And he was just like mad for like the dishes. And I was just in my head, I was like, I'm not up for this. Like, I'm not gonna argue. So I went back up the stairs. In our room, you know, where the room, and then we had a closets. At the closets, it was two closets, one on the left, one on the right, and it was like a little hallway, and then there was the bathroom. The bathroom had like a 20 by 20 window in there, and you could see the sky. And this was a full moon, because I was looking at the moon, and I was just standing like at the beginning of the hallway of the closets in the room. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I can hear him like bickering, and I'm just like, just be quiet, like, shut up, you know? And like, I'm not trying to engage. So all of a sudden, my fucking head goes back, boom, like this. And I'm like looking, and I'm like kind of looking. I can't speak, I can't move. All I can do is see, and I can hear. And all of a sudden, this fucking thing comes right next to me, and it's me. It's me, but it's not me. It's the shell of me, but it's the thing. It looked, the eyes, the demeanor, everything was so like that moment that I was like this and I was looking at him. That's the energy that it was. And it was looking at me like, gotcha. And I was just like, the intent of it, you could feel it. I could sense it. I was just like, in my head, I was trying, like, don't hurt him like that. And all of a sudden, that fucking thing looked at me, and it fucking, like, flew out my room. And I can hear, and I could see here, and all of a sudden, it was like, I saw it, like, it went to hit him, but he kind of blocked it. And then all of a sudden he said, you cut me. And then boom, I was in the kitchen. And I was like, no, I didn't, because I was literally just up fucking stairs. You know, my body was upstairs, but my soul, my energy, whatever the fuck it was, and I looked at him and I said, oh fuck. And he did. He was bleeding. And I fucking ran. I'm like, we gotta take you to the hospital. Like, I fucking got him a towel, and I put pressure on it. I got the kids, and we jumped in the car, and we fucking left. I didn't go in the emergency. I mean, I went in the emergency room with him, but like, it was a lot. It was a good while that he was in there. So, and I had the kids, and it was fucking like 10:30, 11 o'clock. So I took him to the car, and I was waiting for him, and I wasn't in there with him, but he was telling them that he got jumped on his way back from work, because he worked right down the street, and he was walking, and he walked home that day, and they were like, well, why is there any like blood on your shirt or whatever? And So they ended up having to call the cops anyway. And then, yeah, I can't say that it wasn't me because it was the shell of me, but it wasn't me. And I never really thought about that moment until probably years after. It was when I moved to the Valley, when I could start process everything, because that relationship was like such a fucking toxic, bro. It was toxic. Like it was one thing after another. Like I couldn't process one issue because right when I fell down from that issue or it caught me off guard, I would get up and then somebody would push me in my back or something, you know? And it was like, fuck, I had to figure out what this fucking current issue was, and I had to forget about what happened, you know, a week ago or whatever. I didn't have time to process things. And so when I moved to the Valley, I ended up, that really, it was a lot of things with that relationship, but that was fucking it, bro. And after that, we still tried to stay together because I told him about the experience upstairs of what I had experienced. And, you know, it wasn't to, you know, it was to be honest, and like, it was scary. It really was scary. And, that's when I learned that like that shit's for real. And entities, attachments and stuff. Like we must like keep our vibrations high. We must, you know, protect our energy. We must, you know, pray and meditate and all this other stuff. And I didn't, back to the story, I had never thought about that moment. And when I moved to the Valley, I would have crazy ass dreams there. And I had moved there in March, and I had just left him. And March, I didn't want to, it was a breakup, and then it was like the kids had to move, they had to change schools, it was just a whole for a kid to have to go through. So we kind of all had a talk, and I didn't care what they decided. If they wanted to stay with me, cool, but if they didn't, I was cool with that, because they needed something stable at this time in all of our lives. And they decided to stay with their friends, and I was okay with that, because I would have done the same thing, you know. And so they would stay with their dad on Monday through Friday, and I would have them Friday night, and I would drop them off at school Monday morning. So I lived at this place, the place that I'm still at. I had lived there by myself for like a year, a good like year. You know, even though school ended June, like we would still have to, like, you know, have like a routine with them, you know. And when I moved there, I would have the weirdest dreams. Like I would have dreams that I would be hanging out with my friends, and then all of a sudden like dead crows would fall from the sky with their heads chopped off. And like I dreamt that like I was at the beginning of the hallway, and I was like this, and my heels were dug in the floor, and something was pulling me down the hallway. And all of a sudden I remember saying, I love Jesus Christ, I love Jesus Christ, and then it let me go. And I woke up from my dream. And I remember I had another dream that I woke up in the shape of a starfish. And I woke up to my own voice saying, unbind me, unbind me, unbind me. And I have a friend that I can talk to about anything. And she's, when I would tell her about these things, she'd be like, damn, dude, that's fucking some demonic shit. And you know, that's when I was like, fuck, like, she's right. Like, and then I had told her about the whole apartment thing, with the whole fucking shit. She's like, damn, that's some possessed shit. And I was like, we had immediately moved after that. But I never really processed it until I talked to her randomly one day, and I had fucking remembered things that I didn't ever remember from that moment, that night, at all. And when I was starting to talk to her, it was just like, oh my God, I remember this, I remember that, I remember, and it was nuts. And and that had happened like 10, 15 fucking years ago, and I was barely processing it in 2016, you know, and it was just fucking a lot. And yeah, those are the experiences that I've had with dark. Oh, and then my last encounter was 2020. I had Inward Revolution channel on YouTube, my first one, and I remember that I had visited a friend, and then I went to the liquor store, and then I had went to my house. The friend that I had visited, I was telling the story of the hallway, and after that, I have learned, because I've only said that story twice, exactly the way it happened, because I didn't realize that when I would say it exactly the way it happened, that energy, that entity, that whatever the fuck it is, it would manifest. Excuse me. It would manifest. So, excuse me. But that night, I realized that. And that's why I don't say the story exactly. I mean, it is exactly, but I don't say how my name was called, because I think that's what makes it manifest. So I'm not going to do that. I don't know, like, you know, like, no. But I had went to visit my friend, and I was telling this, and it was a guy, and I was telling him about that whole 9-year-old experience that I had down, like, with the voice down the hallway. And all of a sudden, I was gonna say, it said my name, and then I was gonna say it how it said my name. But he finished it, and I said, it said, and then he looked at me and said it exactly the way it said it, with the same everything. And I looked at him, and I'm like, bro, I gotta go. You know, like, how did he know? Like, he didn't know that it was my name that it said. He just said it with the same tone, it was like that energy was there. Like, it was attached to him. And when I was leaving, I left and I went to the liquor store, like I said, and I came home. And I went to my room, I opened my laptop, and I was going to record a reading. The last thing I remember was saying, I heard something, and I said, someone's here. But at that, hold up, man. Sorry, I lost my pen, I told you. So I had said, nobody was at the house that day, it was just me. And that's why I was like, oh, someone's here. And I went to go, and I heard something walking down my hallway. And it felt like it was running. So I thought it was the cats. So I said, oh, it's the cats. And I opened my door to let the cats in, but it was that energy. And that was the last thing I fucking remember. And all of a sudden, like, I think a day, like the next day or the day after, I went to the beach. And I wanted to listen to something on YouTube, and I checked my shit, and I saw a video posted. And I posted a video. And I was like, what the fuck? And I played it, and the way I saw myself was soulless. Like that, like, it was weird, and it freaked me out, and I fucking took it off, and I deleted it, and I never fucking talked about it again because it was fucking weird. And no, it was just it wasn't me. It was me, the shell, but my eyes, my voice, everything else was not me. And I was feeling low at that time, but it was just so weird. It just caught me off guard, and the whole experience with my friend, like, I never talked to him after that either. To this day, I haven't talked to him. I was like, but yeah, and those are the experiences that I've had with that type of energy. But it started when I was 9, and I was not feeling, you know, so great about, you know, things. And that's why I'm saying keep your vibration high. I know things, life happens, and things can catch you off guard, and they can be horrible things, and we just need to let go with the motions, but also protect your energies right now. And I don't know why I was called to share all of this with you. Probably because, well, mainly because it's proof that it's fucking real. And maybe it's not real for others. And that's cool, but those are the experiences that I've had. So me, myself, I know that this shit's real. And I know God is real. I know because He showed up for me since that last encounter. I've had nothing but experiences with light energies. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know, if other people share this type of shit, but I can't just sit here and share like good, experiences and stuff, because there are dark ones too, and I'm just here to let you know that these energies, and it's not like that and that type of energy, it's just people trying to trigger you, people trying to I don't know, trigger you in any way that is. So be mindful of people trying to try to get under your skin. Because it's a way to lower your vibration. And at this time, we don't have time for that. That's why letting go of people and things and places that no longer serve you, where you're at in your life, is good to release and let go and just keep moving forward. because they don't serve you. What the hell? You don't want to carry baggage. So yes, that was those are my dark energy experiences that I've had. Yeah, I am an open book, and I'm not afraid of saying any of these things, because I've paid my dues. I've made peace with it, and that things like that shit happens, and it's not it's no joke. Okay, nobody's laughing. Oh my god, hang on. My bad. So yeah. So the whole energies that, for the past, that I've encountered, it reminded me of what I had experienced in the past. And sometimes when I experience things, I like to speak about it, because you never, that I know, through my experience, if I have encountered it, or if it's shown up in my life, it's about to it could come about for some people too. So just, this It's just like FYI. It's just an FYI, and hopefully, hopefully it's not a little. Hopefully, you know what to do. You know to protect yourself. And just like I said, let go of what doesn't serve you, and that's it. That's it. So that is my story in a nutshell. But yeah, I haven't really. This guy. I'm out of here. Bye, guys. Health, wealth, and happiness, peace, love, and harmony. I'll do a video later.